Okay, I'm going back here. What I was talking about earlier. If you can see, trying to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. But the way I was trying to explain to people, if you see this area here is kind of cleared out. It wasn't that way when Daniel was here. You had, like you see in the background, a lot of that brush. That brush was a lot closer to this well site. They just recently, if you can see how you can tell how they cleared it off. They just recently cleared this area off. Um, how you doing, sir? Good. This area was just recently cleared off this way, and um, so the way you see this here, you see this equipment here. It wasn't here when my son was here. A lot of this brush, like I said, was closer to this well site. They just cleared it off since then, and so when that story from that gentleman said my son was staring off into the desert, when I first got here to this well site, let's see if I can turn this camera around. When I first got here to this well site for the first time, I tried to imagine myself as my son standing at this well site, and I stared at different angles, and I tried to see where this guy claiming that my son was looking off and staring off into the desert. There's nowhere to look. There's a lot of brush. If you see what I'm talking about, there's nowhere to stare off to. And so if this brush is a lot closer, which it was before they cleared it out, where was he staring off to? So that's the kind of things that make me wonder. I'm sure you again. All this is clear. You can see the White Tank Mountains over this area in front of me. You can see this little small area here where they push dirt. So from this area on back towards the well site here, where they now have this big tank there, wasn't there before. Like I said, just recently, about almost 2 months now, they put this tank here and they're pulling water out of that well. This brush is a lot closer. I can tell you, so just sitting out here, just looking at this whole story, the storyline that I've got, about my son going missing from this spot. To me, is this don't make sense. I'm just giving you a little area how we do things here. We go out to searches. If you go this direction, of course, like I said, this is where the well is here. All this is brush. So I would have been walking through a lot of brush right now. But, it's an area that I do go to, what we call what is the Wagner's Wash. It's a water area. It don't flow. It goes down, it dumps off into the Hassayampa River. But the water don't flow, but they do call these things washes, and they call them rivers. It only flow during the rainy seasons, the monsoon season. And so if you look at this terrain, this is where the water flows in those seasons. So it looks just like this. It's very, the terrain is really, you probably see the tracks because we drive through here often now when we're searching. So we kind of make our own paths. But this is where water flows through here. And you can probably tell by how the brush is kind of pushed at an angle, because the water actually flows it downstream. Like I said, this end up into the Hassayampa River. The Hassayampa River is dry just like this. This is a river bottom, so you definitely would not be driving your cars or anything like that through here. You need special ATVs or some 4x4 type Jeep to be able to drive through here. I try to be careful. Like I said, you don't want to be out here. We have a lot of wildlife out here. So, but when we're out here in this river bottom, all this is, like I said, is water area. Water flows. And you don't want to be caught out here when after a bit hard rain, because the water come through so fast. You won't have time to get out of here. So, but it's like I said, there's a lot of wildlife. So even though I'm here by myself now, I have to be kind of careful. But because you can see even down this ground, you see these tracks here. I don't know if that's a mountain lion track or whatever animal, but I can tell it's not what we normally see. I see tracks like that, I know it's an animal, different type of animal. It's not the cattle, because we have big longhorn cattle out here also. But I just want to kind of make a live, and I'm sitting here waiting on them to come back with this cadaver dog. They finished that. Oh yeah, I want to show you something real quick. When I seen this before, we already gave this to Buckeye. I see they had never picked it up yet. But this is here. This is a bone fragment. That's I don't know if it's human or animal, because it's just a fragment, and you can look real hard. You see the little pieces. So you know, and I can show you one here. We drive through here all the time, so I'm sure it got crushed. So that's why we don't know if it's human or if it's animal, because you know, little pieces. So just imagine how we have to walk this terrain everywhere, every inch. So people, that's why it takes so long. You're literally walking the ground at a slow pace, and an average person would have walked past that, would have noticed that this that's a bone. There goes another little piece. That's a bone. That's a bone. But we already marked these here. Like I said, I don't know, Buckeye came out here to actually look at it. We mark it for them. Come to my website. I have a link that goes straight to them, so they get a picture of that. Volunteer, like I just showed it to you, will take a picture of it and upload it on my website. And when it gets uploaded on the website, a copy goes to Detective Biffin, and also to well, not anymore, but my ex investigator. But now my new investigator will be getting that, and I get a copy, so we can actually know where to come back to. You know, like I said, I know this area so well because I've been here, be here all the time. So I pretty much know where all the bone fragments was left. So that's why I was able to point that out to you. But like I said, when you're walking, you're literally looking down on the ground and looking around. In this brush, for instance, you have to look down, look up in little areas like this. It's real thick stuff. The areas over here, you have to look at real thick stuff. You know what I'm saying? We on the ground on our foot. Something that I thought the police department would be doing is walking through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know what kind of, you know, we usually, like, I'm walking by myself, but we usually don't walk alone in these areas because, you know what type of animals would be out here. But imagine this. Imagine that this is an area where it's really thick. The terrain is really thick. Where my son's vehicle was found, it wasn't like this. You know, you don't have that heavy brush, heavy area that where you have to look through every little spot and, you know, look out under these bushes and things like that, because a lot of these animals, you know, animals eat animals, so we do find a lot of animal remains out here. From cows to coyote to whatever, we're finding animal remains out here, and that's typical. I mean, like I say, it's a desert, so animals eat animals, but they also will feed on human remains and drag those parts into different places. So you know, we find pieces here and there. But anyway, I'm going back to try to see if I can get back to this well site to observe them taking these cameras down in there into this well, and see what they found. So I'll let you know, and I'll get back here on live as much as I can. I just wanted to keep this kind of secret because we didn't need a lot of people out here. I got a late notice yesterday evening that they was gonna come out and do this, but I didn't want to put it publicly, because like I said, it was bringing cadaver dogs out. And when cadaver dogs out, you don't need a bunch of people around, you know, disturbing the area. And, you know, kind of had to let those animals do their job. So I didn't want to mention it. I mentioned it today. And I'll do a little bit more feedback later on the Twitter. Since I couldn't do live on Twitter, I couldn't do live on the YouTube, so I'm doing the live here on Facebook, and then I'll share it to those other platforms. So again, I really thank you for watching, and I will update you a little further. All right, thank you. Hey, we're gonna go back to the other website real quick. Yeah, thank you.